Okay, so hi. I wanted to build for this project, I wanted to build upon my previous one, where I actually created a basic algorithm using a video tutorial and just changing it up slightly and implementing it so that it created an algorithm for a particular stock. So as you can see here, I imported the libraries first, and then I was able to get the trading for each stock. So for in this case, it was about for one company, which in this case was from yahoo.com, finance.yahoo.com. I got all of the data and I was able to organize it in this way. So 100 rows and 7 columns. I was able to get the date when the stock was traded, the high price point, the low price point, and the closing price point, as well as the volume or the frequency or how many stocks were actually sold of during that time. So this time I actually wanted to add upon this. So I created the actual the closing price history, which was the graph, and I was getting errors on how to actually show my data and where it actually fell within this graph. And you can see I was getting a calculation error right here. This was me actually creating the graph here, but I was getting an error in the actual calculations. So I wanted to try fixing this by creating the by using for this time, I tried fixing that, but I also wanted to try something else, which was implementing a method, particularly a um, quantitative trading kind of method. And what this does right over here is that this is the part where I started. So as you can see here, the first part that I wanted to do for this time at least was to create a strategy so that my algorithm only took the data of the 50 best performing stocks. So as you can see here, this is called a quantitative momentum strategy. And so what I first did is that I created again, I had to import from all the libraries. So I imported from pandas, numpy, all of that. So actually after I actually imported, let me just add this right here. So I actually have to import the 50 best stocks, the best performing stocks, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to invest in the best 50 stocks with the highest price momentum. So in this case, I had to calculate I guess, the weight or the recommended tracking part for each device. So as you can see here, I was able to collect my data from the API URL. And then I got all my data here, and I was actually supposed to parse my API call by looking at the year one change percent. And this is how I was collecting my data. So however, even though I did this, I was not able to get the graph showing. However, I do want to talk about some of the problems that I did have. One problem I had is that through this line here, I was getting lots of errors. I've been searching it up. However, this might just be it might just not be an updated link. That was one problem. And here too, there were some problems. Here, I feel like the link is correct. However, I was still getting an error. So I just want to bring that in there. But the next part that I'm going to be trying to work on is, since I just learned how to make the first API call, I'm actually going to start getting the data set and trying to improve my calculations on there. However, what this final project was supposed to look like, but I wasn't quite able to reach my goal, was this right here. As you can see, it was supposed to show each of the stock price points for these three, at least Apple, and it was supposed to make a graph. However, I was only able to get this part here. I just wasn't able to get this part from my particular stock, and I'm trying to fix that error. But other than that, thank you so much.